Seems awful bright. It seems extra bright in here today. I don't know why. I know why. I know why. I raised the lights. Yeah, I raised the lights. The last time I had them lower. Remember when I was showing you the beginnings of the plants? Well, I had them lower on the plants so the light wasn't shining in my eyes. Now that I raised the lights because the plants are bigger, wow, it's like daytime in here. I better hurry before I get a sunburn. Good morning, everybody. Good morning and welcome back to the Voodoo Garden. My name is Ray. I am the host of this very beautiful, edible nonsense I lovingly refer to as the Garden of Voo. Welcome back, by the way. This is nice, isn't it? I love this color of blue, cobalt blue. Very, very dark, very rich. This is a bowl that Mike, my best friend, he got on eBay. There was a person on there, and I can't tell you who because we don't remember who, but this person makes clay bowls and glazes them. Each one is handmade, so no two are exactly alike. We got soup bowls. These, no, these are not soup bowls. We have soup bowls and soup cups, and these are giant salad bowls. Yes, they are giant salad bowls. I love these things. The color is nice, but they're also functional. That's the thing about me, is that there are a lot of things that I like, but if they're not functional, I won't have any part of it. So everything in my life has to have some kind of function, mainly because my world, my home and everything is very, very small. So I don't have the room for things to take up space unless they're going to do something. So everything in here, everything in this room has a function for me, and I'm very happy with it. Hi, how you doing? Yep, today is that day. Yes, it's the first harvest of the Voodoo Garden, and I was dying to get at this. But I had to package some seeds and stuff for the store. So I had to postpone this until today. But today I cannot wait any longer because there's something over there that will not wait. That's the thing about harvesting a garden. You might want to put it off, but your plants, they really don't care about your plans. If you don't harvest, they're going to go to seed, they're going to get bitter, they're going to overgrow, they're not going to be so good. So it does take a little bit of maintenance. The nice thing is, the maintenance means eating them. So yeah, I'm all for maintenance. And without any further ado, let's get to the harvesting, the first of many harvests of the Voodoo Garden. This is what it looks like when your lettuce first sprouts. Well, when mine first sprouts, it looks like it wants to die. It's a very anemic looking plant when it starts. You just give it a little bit of time. Now, these are, of course, are planted at the exact same time. They were just, I don't know, individuals is what I like to call it. They all grow at their own pace. That's why I grow more than one, because you never know which one's going to grow fast, which is going to grow slow. Now this one over here is two that grew in the same pot. You can see that they're different kinds. One is darker, one over here is kind of lighter. And you might think, well, it's because it was hidden by the other leaves. No, this leaf came out and it is still light green. So I don't know what kind this is, but this one here almost looks like a bib lettuce to me. Not quite sure, but the leaves, they're velvety smooth. And the taste of this, the taste of bib lettuce for me, now I broke this leaf when I was moving it for you, so I'm going to take this off. Yes, I'm going to shove it in my face. Smooth. Buttery texture to the leaf. It chews very easily, not a hard crunch like some lettuces you buy at the store. That's what I like about this. When I'm using it in sandwiches, it's not a stiff lettuce that's going to cause the bread to fall off. It's not a flavorless lettuce. It has a mild green flavor. Now, lettuce is a cool weather crop. It grows best in cool weather. The Voodoo Garden isn't cold, but it's cool enough. I mean, when I'm talking cool weather, out in the sun during the late spring, early summer, the sun really beats down on these and they start wilting, they start getting a little bitter. But in here, you get all the light, but not the harsh heat of summer. So you can grow lettuce all the time in here and it'll never get bitter. What I'm going to do is start harvesting from the bottom to the top. Even though the top ones are the softer leaves, if we harvest the bottom ones, the top ones will get bigger and they'll lay out on top and you'll get a never-ending harvest from just one plant. We're going to swing down. Down we go. This is the one that had a weird flavor. What is this thing? I think it's arugula. What was that? Arugula? Radicchio? What is it? Oh, it's arugula. I forget. I don't know what I'm growing. It could be a dandelion. Look at this. 4 of them in a pot. 4 seeds are growing this. This is what it looks like. Fiddle-like leaves. Now the flavor of this, I mentioned last time, it has a very pleasant flavor that you would expect just by the looks of this. Well, maybe it has like a cabbagey type flavor. No, I can't describe the flavor without you actually tasting it and saying, oh, that's what it is, because it doesn't taste like anything I've ever eaten in my life. But it has a flavor, and when I first tasted it, I was caught off guard, like, oh, this doesn't taste green. But then I thought about it. It has a flavor all its own. It doesn't have to taste like anything else, and I liked it. So I'm going to be using this. This is more of a savory flavor to it. It's like a musky, flavorful, savory flavor to the greens, and I like that. If I'm going to be eating greens, I don't want everything to taste alike. That's the nice thing about growing a variety here in the Voodoo Garden. This is a flavor I've never had before, and I'm going to welcome that in my cooking and in my salads so that everything isn't, you know, a monotone type of boring salad. This one here, Michihili Asian cabbage. Look at that. It has the white ribs. Now you can get this to form more of a headlight thing if you truss it up and you grow it up like that, or you bunch them together. I don't do that. I like it to go out, lay down like this, and then I'm going to take off the lower leaves today, just snip them off. I'll go get some snips, but for right now, this is a very young plant. This is only a few weeks old, and look at that. One huge, beautiful leaf. Has a very good flavor. Like I said, Asian cabbage, you know, similar to bok choy, only more greeny flavored on this one, and I like that. I'm going to set this aside, and it has a little bit of pointy things like radish leaves on them. Doesn't bother me one bit. You may think, ah, it's going to hurt. No, it doesn't. I actually shoved one in my mouth. It doesn't poke me or anything. Plus, it when you steam them, of course, they're going to soften up a lot. But I'm going to eat a lot of these raw because I like the crunch. Now I'm going to take off the lower leaves, as I do, just like the lettuce, and even more pronounced. These other leaves will come out and fall down. This one will produce all winter, and I don't just have one. No, sorry about the jerking of the camera. I'm trying to hold with one hand, and some of you may know that is so difficult to do. Yes, it has a twin. Yes, so with just 2 seeds, I'm going to be harvesting quite a bit on this plant. Now this goes all the way around. This plant has not been touched, hasn't been pruned, nothing special going on. It's just a few weeks old. So if you plant a half a dozen of these in your house, in a few weeks, you're up to your toes in green, and it's delicious. I like that. I wasn't going to show this one, but I thought, what the heck? This green little bugger. This is the Praxis cherry. All of these plants are no more than a few weeks old. And this is what you get from the day you plant it. Look at that. Most tomato plants, when they first come out, you notice that they're very wimpy and they barely stand up. Not this one. This one starts out very, very strong. And that's one of the compliments I get on this variety that I've grown for over a decade. It's been bred to grow stocky, fast. Well, what it does is it sprouts really quick. It gets its big leaves really quick. But it doesn't grow big and lanky really fast. It takes its time. It forms a good solid base, and I do prune this so that it'll send out side shoots even more, so that it's a nice sturdy strong plant. And then when it starts producing, you know, it does. It really produces beautifully. The flavor of the tomatoes, but also the amount of the tomatoes is extraordinary. By midsummer, you're buried in tomatoes, delicious tomatoes. And this one is the one that I'm going to be growing for seeds to offer in the little shop of seeds. So I wanted to show you the progress as this goes. When spring comes, this is going to be going outside, and all of its little clones that I make out of it, they're going to be going outside and producing an abundance of tomatoes. Now here's a cabbagey little booger. Yep. This is collard greens. Yep. Vates collards. These are ginormous leaves, just a few weeks old, large. These ones are all coming off. This one, and that one. I think I'll leave these ones here. I could take them off, but I don't need them. So I'm going to let them go on there and get a little bit bigger. Those are going to be going into cooking. I have some, I think it's skirt steak. I'm going to stir fry that with this and serve it on a bed of steamed this. I think that would be a pretty good dinner. Look at this. This is extraordinary. Absolutely beautiful. Just a packet, one little packet of radish seeds. And this is what you get. And back to self-promotion here at the Little Shop of Seeds, the little seed store I own and operate. That's where all these seeds came from. And this would be 55 cents. This is what it would cost you, 55 cents to grow this amount of stuff. These are radishes. I have 3 trays of these. I have white icicle. I have giant crimson. Those are the big red ones that you normally see at the store. And I also have what's called French breakfast. My all-time favorite is the French breakfast. Now the difference between them is white icicle are those long ones that look kind of like a daikon radish, but they're not. They're smaller, they're softer, and they have a good spice to them. The red globe, the giant crimson, they're a large, mild radish. They have a little bit of hit to them, like a little bit of fire to them, just like most radishes. And the French breakfast are the mild ones. They have a little bit of peppery taste to them, but they're faster to grow, faster to ripen, and they're very delicate. And one thing that I did mention in a previous program is I have been harvesting these leaves. Yes, I have. It doesn't look like I have, but I have. Every single day, well, not every day, but most days, I'd say 9 out of 10 days, I've been coming down here and snipping off a few handfuls off of all of these, and they grow back faster than you can actually snip them off. I actually have more. You know, if you're growing radishes, you don't need to grow any other kind of green. I mean, if you only want to grow one thing in your house, I would definitely recommend this. It's like lettuce plus. It has a good, strong green flavor, which I love. I mean, there's nothing worse for me than to eat a salad or eat a green and there's no flavor to it. Why am I bothering? There are so many things out there with so much flavor. Why am I bothering with this flavorless lettuce or flavorless whatever I'm eating? If I'm eating for flavor. Yeah, nutrition and stuff like that, but mainly flavor, because that's what it's all about for me. And this is what you get when you grow radishes. I'm so happy with these things. It's the most bang for my buck. Now, I've never done this before, so I'm not speaking from any kind of experience other than what I've done right now. I thought about growing radishes indoors. I've never really done it on a scale like this. I've grown 2 radish plants before, and I had good success. I thought, why not go for broke? And I'm trying to grow all the greens I'm going to eat indoors during the winter when it's snowing and cold. I think it's 9 degrees outside. Right now in the Voodoo Garden, it's 75 degrees. It's beautiful, sunny, and I'm harvesting greens. Not only greens, no. Radishes give you so much for what you put into them. You get the greens, and I'm harvesting those. And yet, remember I mentioned, I'm so excited right now because I have something really surprising to show you. I said they were so clustered in here that I didn't think they would bulb up. I was wrong. Yes, I was wrong, and I got to show you this, okay? Come on over here, have a seat, and... Oh, I swallowed wrong. Okay, have a seat over here, and let's harvest the first of many harvests from Ray's little container of green. When I say close up, do I mean close up? That's as close as you can get without actually getting your face smashed up into radishes. Oh, sorry about that. You're going to be okay. I just slapped your head. Now I'm going to just trim these off. Normally I would just pull them off with my fingers, but I want to harvest these for eating. And yes, I even eat the stems. You don't have to eat the stems of radishes, of course, because they're not going to be as tender as the leaves. But when I'm growing them indoors, the light, of course, isn't as strong as outdoors, so everything is a little bit more anemic. You know, the leaves aren't as big, they're not as dark green. And you know, that actually suits me fine because when I'm growing for greens, I want them tender, unless I want a specific crunch in something. But with the radish greens, they're much better when they're tender. Look inside of here. I'm going to see if I can get you in here to take a look at that. Look at this. I'm going to pull this up. This is not scripted. You know what's nice about growing radishes inside? Sometimes when you grow them outside, you get the bugs that chew on them, and you get some kind of rot in the roots. See, this one is just from being up against another radish, but look at that. That is a beauty. That is a French breakfast radish, and that's not just one. They're all over in here. Of course, take the soil off because I'm going to reuse that. And when I pull these, of course, I'm going to take the tops and use those in cooking. The radishes I could use in cooking. You can chop them up and put them into soups. They add a spiciness and almost like a cabbagey flavor to your soups. Or you can put them in stir fries, anything you want. They're crunchy, they add flavor, and I got them all over inside of here. I'm going to go through and harvest some of the radishes for eating, but I just wanted to show you a couple of them. I'm not going to bore you with going through the whole harvest thing, but I am definitely going to harvest some radishes out of here. What's nice is the ones that I don't harvest, that don't have big bulbs, they're still going to produce greens. And now that I'm going to thin them out, they're going to put out even more because they have light coming down inside of there. Kind of cool. There's a bunch of them in here, but they're scattered throughout. That's the thing, is that you'd think that they'd all be doing the exact same thing, but they don't. Where's another one? Oh, here's one. Oh, what a cutie. I'm going to pick them when they're young like that because they're going to be a lot more delicate and full flavored. Yep. I don't want to wait until they get huge because I want to kind of thin these out. This, ooh, wow. It's kind of like hunting Easter eggs and stuff. Over here, there's another one. Radishes. Indoors, right around Christmas time. I'm loving it. I really am. Growing indoors during the winter, it's a lot more satisfying than I thought it would be. I thought at first, well, I'm going to grow some food inside. That'll be kind of nice. And the food aspect is good. Don't get me wrong. I love the eating aspect of it. But the satisfaction of knowing that I'm growing something that normally, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Growing something that I normally wouldn't be growing, it's kind of a new and strange adventure for me. It's the first time that I've ever done anything like this. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but then again, I don't have a huge family to feed. The more people you're going to feed, of course, the more room you're going to need for that. I'm not using the full room for this either. I thought I was going to pack the whole room with it, but as things went along, I thought I'm doing just fine with just a little bit of stuff. So this little 10 by 10 room, if I were to put lights up all over the place and remove some of the stuff that I don't need, I think I could probably grow enough food to feed 3 families easily in just this one little room. That's saying quite a bit for doing something that I don't normally do, and doing it cheap too. I like that. Not paying a lot and you get a lot. So you don't get something for nothing, but you can get an awful lot for an awful little. I'm having a good time. Hey, if you have any questions concerning growing indoors, let me know. Post it in the comment section below. I will help you as much as I possibly can. And I really do hope that maybe if you have the room, if you have the time, do a little, you don't have to do it on this scale. Maybe one thing, maybe 2 things, maybe a few things. Mix it up, match, whatever you want to do. As long as you're trying something new and you're having a good time, then you're doing it right. Thanks for joining me, everybody. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, this is Ray and his edible little friends. We're out of here.